Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I appreciate y'all checking out my videos. I'm gonna do a little dish here shortly, and I need some meatballs to go in it. So I'm gonna throw some meatballs together ahead of time. Here's how we're gonna do that. All right, first off for ingredients, it's gonna include some bacon. Got some ground sirloin from my spices, herbs. I've got some curl leaf parsley, got some garlic, got onion, got some plain breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, paprika. We're gonna tighten it up with a little bit of egg. All right, got my oven preheated at 425. We're gonna crisp up some bacon in this stoneware dish here. Be right back. I meant to tell y'all too, the 4 slabs of bacon in the middle, that's going into the meatballs. The 2 on the outer edges, that's just for sampling. Gotta always have extra bacon, right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, my bacon is ready. Just gonna toss this on some paper towels here. Let this bacon grease get all soaked up. Let these get crispy.
Bacon smells good, honey.
Bacon's good on everything, even plain. It's just plain good. There's just some bacon. We're gonna let it harden up and get crispy. All right, and it'd be a real shame to waste all this bacon grease that came out of this bacon. So we're gonna pour this into this pan down here. We're gonna saute up some onions and garlic and stuff. That's gonna be some good stuff. Try to get all that out of there. Oh yeah, that's pure goodness right there. All right, I think my bacon grease is about warmed back up, or well, it was already hot. I think my pan's warmed back up. So I got, this is probably about half of an onion, maybe a cup, a little over a cup. We're gonna saute these down a little bit. And just fine bacon grease. And once these get sweated down a little bit, I'm gonna add some garlic, so we'll be right back when we do that. All right, these onions have been going for about 4 or 5 minutes. They sauteed down pretty good in that bacon grease. Got 2 large cloves of garlic, about as big as my thumb. Throw these in there. Fresh garlic. Minced up by my own hands. It's good stuff. We're gonna saute this for another minute or 2. Then we're gonna add it in with the meat and stuff. Make our meatballs. Be right back. All right, this onion mixture with garlic is nice and cooked up here. We're just gonna let that cool off before we add it to the raw meat. All right, everybody, we're ready to throw all this together. 1 pound of ground sirloin. I'm going to put in my onion and garlic mixture. And try to get all that goodness out of there. There we go. This is, I don't know, a bunch of parsley. It's probably like 4 or 5 tablespoons. Chopped up minced parsley. Breadcrumbs. It's about half a cup. Bacon. Got those nice pieces of bacon right there. We need to crumble these up. Let's do that real quick. Look at there, just crumble right apart. It's good stuff, man. Check that out. Yeah, get some of these real crispy ones. Love those stoneware pans when you're cooking bacon in the oven. And this is gonna get a little smaller, refined pieces as you mix all this up. So I'm not being real particular about how small. Just kind of breaking it up. And that's all you gotta do. All right, I'm gonna save 1 piece of bacon. I'm gonna use this other one too. Tell you what, man, ain't much better than the smell of bacon. It's been fried up. Oh, and that's my oven. I've got it preheated now, it's preheated anyway, to 400 degrees. That's where we're going to cook these pieces of this meatballs. 400 degrees. And I'm going to mix all this up here. Try to incorporate everything into the meat. Might as well dig in with both hands, right? And I've got an egg over here sitting, just one egg, and it is at room temperature. It's been sitting out for a while. And you usually do want to get your eggs to room temperature before you use them in any kind of cooking. Let's see here, this is almost done. This batch, like I said, is for 1 pound of ground sirloin or chuck or whatever you want to use. All right, I'm not going to overwork it, but it is it's pretty much done right there. All right, now got this one egg right here. Just need to scramble it up. All right, we're going to add this in there. Close enough. And again, combine the egg with the meat mixture. Raw egg and raw meat. Boy, I'd gross some people out, wouldn't it? Okay. That's good enough for me. So that's what we wound up with. Okay. All right, everybody. I noticed on my counter after everything was said and done, I still had some paprika and salt and pepper. Those also need to go in there to make it taste right. It's probably going to be a little bit more. Let's go. Come on, a little bit more. There you go. Probably, I don't know, half a tablespoon paprika. Salt. About that much. Fresh cracked black pepper here. And again, mix thoroughly, get it all incorporated. And I thought of an old trick that I think I'm going to do, which is to cover this meatball mixture, cover it with the saran wrap, stick it in the fridge for half an hour or so, maybe an hour, and let it kind of let the fat kind of harden up again in there, so it'll be easier to make meatballs. All right, folks, the meat's been in the fridge for an hour or so. I got the oven preheated again to 400. We're fixing to make us some meatballs. These are mini bacon beef meatballs. We're going to use them here in a little bit for another dish. So here we go. I'm just going to make a few of them, show you how we do it. Grab you a little bit, make it like golf ball size there. And I'm going to use this broiler pan. I coated it down with some non-stick spray. So it's going to go pretty quick. It's much easier to work with these when they've got a little chill to them. This meat, much easier. Add a little too much. Don't want to make them too big. They're only going to cook like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. But again, see, that's what you're looking for. See all the seasonings and onions and bacon and stuff in there. Yum. All right, so let me do this. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. Got my meatballs made. I wound up with 20. Got 20 meatballs here. See? 20 meatballs. All right, we're going to throw them in this 400-degree oven. We're going to Let them cook for 10-15 minutes. 400 degrees. Then we're going to show you what we're going to do with all the meatballs. All right, everybody. I think my balls are done. They looking mighty fine. There you go. That's what they look like. All right, we're gonna swing down here and put them on the oven over here. I mean on the stove. Let them cool off a little bit. Once they cool off, we're gonna get the rest of the dish going. All right, start it off. We got some flour, just all-purpose flour back here. Got some egg noodles, extra wide. Little butter, kind of getting to room temperature. Lemon, onion. Got some mustard, sour cream, paprika, mushrooms. I'm gonna slice these up or cut them up into, dice them up a little bit. Dill weed, just plain dill, fresh dill if you have it. Throw a little cayenne pepper in there, heat it up a little bit. Got some white cooking wine to deglaze everything and give it a little extra kick. Salt and pepper to taste. All right, so let's throw all this together and throw the meatballs in there. We're gonna have us some stroganoff. All right, everybody, we are good to go here. I got some butter there. It's just unsalted natural butter. Probably, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of it maybe. I'm gonna throw some of these button mushrooms. They were in oil and they were whole and we cut them and sliced them up. Just gonna saute these mushrooms down in there. Let them get happy. So we'll saute these down for a few minutes. So we'll be right back. All right, these onions are about ready. And over here on this side, I've got some water that is boiling for my egg noodles. So we're gonna do some egg noodles here shortly. Let me get these, turn this down a little bit. We're gonna put these mushrooms into a separate little dish here and reserve them for a second. You want to save the oil in the pan while you're doing this. All right, so see we still have some oil in here. See the oil down in there? Okay. Mushrooms to the side. Turn this back up. All right, we're gonna get that hot again, and then we're gonna throw in some onions. All right, we're going in with the onions. That's about a cup of onion, just diced up. And let this go for a minute or two, and then we're going to add a couple spices to kick it up a notch. So we'll be right back. All right, everybody, these onions have sweated down a little bit, but they still need a little bit more. It's been about 3 minutes, I guess. And at this point, we're going to add a couple of different seasonings here. I got that's about a half teaspoon of paprika on this side. And over here, we got about a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne. So we're going to throw these in there. And I don't know if you checked out my video on nachos, but I explained how heating the spices in a skillet like this releases the oils and really makes them fragrant and yummy. So it's really good stuff. So we're gonna let this go for 2 or 3 more minutes and let the spices do their thing. Let this onion finish wilting down. So we'll be right back. All right, everybody. The onions are still going over here. They still have a couple minutes. And while this is going, we've got this 16-ounce bag of egg noodles that I've already used about half of it. So got this water boiling over here. I'm gonna throw this other half of the bag, so about 8 ounces of egg noodles. There you go. Extra wide egg noodles. We're gonna throw that in there. Let that get all happy. And I'm just following the instructions that were on the bag. Get off there. Let this come back up to a boil and boil for whatever the instructions say. I think it's like 10 minutes or something. So we'll check back on these here shortly. All right, my onions are wilted down, and I've got a half cup of water here. It's not full. This is a 1 cup thing, but it's not full at all. It's a 1/4 cup in there. Just fresh water. I'm sorry, not water, it's wine. Excuse me. White wine. Looking like water. Anyway, you do this, it kind of deglazes the pan, and you let that wine flavor cook off just a little bit. Give this a few minutes. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, we need to make a little roux here. This is 1 tablespoon all-purpose flour. This is 2 tablespoons all-purpose flour. Combine all this. Let the flour absorb the juice and the oil that's in there. And you want to stir this just a bit, maybe a minute or 2. Let that flour cook off. And then we're going to add our chicken broth. It almost looks like candied onions. This is cool looking. We'll be right back. All right, we're going to add half of a lemon, the juice. All right, half a lemon. Need mustard. Instead of yellow mustard like I showed you earlier, we're going to use some of this fine stone ground mustard. 2 tablespoons. If I can get it out of there. There's a 1. Two. Alright. My pasta's just about done over here. So we'll be pulling that off and draining it here shortly. Be right back. All right, so we're going to simmer this for about 8 or 10 minutes or so till it gets thickened. Then we're going to put it all together. Be right back. All right, this has been thickening for about 8 minutes or so. Just get it nice and thick like this. And I got these reserve mushrooms that I pulled out from the beginning of the shot here. I'm going to add those back. And I've got some dill, just dried dill. This is about a half a tablespoon. Throw that in there. 1/4 cup of sour cream. Well, it's nice to have an assistant. Makes all the difference. Get all this all up in there like that. There you go, dear. Stir all this in together. Once this is mixed in, we're going to throw our meatballs in there. Let them heat through. And we're going to have us some beef stroganoff with meatballs and bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon, right? Right, P-Roy. Alright, that looks pretty mixed up, so we're going to add some meatballs here. And I did a double batch of meatballs, so I'm just going to add half of these. About 10 of them. Close enough. There you go. And again, this is just on really low. Let these meatballs heat through. And we'll throw it over that pasta that we cooked up earlier. So we'll be back when we plate it up. All right, last but not least, I forgot. We need the salt and pepper to taste. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit in here to begin with, and you can always add more at your plate. My wife and I really like pepper, especially when it's fresh ground like that. Got this nice pink Himalayan salt here. It's a little bit stronger than normal salt in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Stir this about. Yeah, this is getting close. This is about ready to be plated right here. Anyway, we'll be right back. All right, everybody, we got our meal fixed here, and I did throw in a little bit of bread over here. Just regular Italian bread. Let's give this a try. Let's see what this stuff tastes like. All right, here we go. It smells great. All right, here we go. I'm glad we added the Dijon mustard, stone ground mustard, instead of that regular mustard. That makes a big difference. Taste the wine in there. Taste the dill in there. Let's try one of these meatballs here. See the meatball? That's half of a meatball. I cut it in half. With the beef and the bacon in it. Onion. Garlic. Man, that's good. I would highly suggest y'all try this. That's good stuff. Appreciate y'all joining me once again. Check out my brother Moonshine's page, his YouTube thing too. He's got a couple of videos up there. He's doing his own thing, but it's good friendly competition every once in a while, so y'all stay tuned.